International society is the notion of a society of states in which law, order and cooperation are the basis of interaction. And it presumes that states work together towards achieving common ideals and goals. The extent to which a functioning and effective international society exists is contentious and controversial. There are a number of examples of international society, including the Bali process. The Bali process demonstrates order and cooperation in the Southeast Asian region, especially with relation to transnational issues associated with people smuggling and refugees. The Lombok Treaty is another example. This is a treaty between Australia and Indonesia, who work together to achieve common goals, especially enhanced cooperation, and meeting the challenges posed by international cooperation and transnational crime. UNRED is the program involving the United Nations program on reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. This program is about collaboration and the development of initiatives in developing countries to address environmental issues. And the last example of an international society is the Refugee Convention and its protocols. These try to bring order to a chaotic issue and encourage states to work with UN bodies to achieve common ideals and goals in relation to people movement. These are all examples of international society because they show states working together to achieve common ideals and goals, and they work together on the basis of law, order, and cooperation. They deal with issues which affect society and the global community as a whole. Some of the concepts which relate to the notion of international society include globalisation. Globalisation, of course, refers to the interconnectivity between states in the global community in terms of cultural, political and economic areas. So in a globalised world, states are more closely connected on a number of different levels. Global governance also relates to the notion of international society. Global governance refers to the institutions, rules, norms, and legal arrangements that seek to facilitate cooperation between states. So some of the goals or examples of international society have been facilitated by global governance and institutions like the United Nations. And lastly, international cooperation. This refers to three or more global actors working together to achieve a common ideal or goal. And of course, in international society, states work together to achieve common ideals and goals beyond the individual state's national interest. There are some limits to the extent to which international society exists. For example, in order to be a part of the international society, states have to give up an element of their sovereignty. Through adhering to international laws, through cooperating with institutions of global governance, they have to give up some power. And often this makes them reluctant to adhere to international legislation. For example, Indonesia will not sign up to the 1951 Refugee Convention. In being a member of the international society, states are also subject to be accountable. So because they have signed up to particular laws, they're accountable to those international laws, for example, the Non-Proliferation Treaty. Being part of the international community requires states to give up an element of their power and control when they choose to cooperate or negotiate with other states. As a result, the extent to which a society of states has been controversial, in large part because of states exercising realism and sometimes seeking to protect their sovereignty. However, we have many examples of states giving up their sovereignty and working cooperatively to solve issues that affect all nations and all peoples.